Hello, welcome everyone to this week's news and updates. And I forgot to put my American phone on. So, welcome to this week's news and updates. I am Mark, the producer and your host of this weekly event, where we bring you the news and updates from across the community called AltSpace VR. So, thanks for joining us.
Hi everyone, I'm Donna McTee. Welcome. Let's get on with the news here in AltSpace.
Okay, so I'm controlling everything here, so bear with me. So we normally don't report on these things here on the news and updates for AltSpace VR, but this one impacts all of us connecting here in virtual reality. Security reports are coming in that at least 5 security vulnerabilities have been found in the NVIDIA GeForce MVS Quadro and Tesla graphics processing units and display drivers for all versions of Windows. According to the reports, 3 of these are rated high severity and unless updated could enable a denial of service attack, as well as escalation of privileges to enable an attacker to execute malware on your Windows computer. So this is serious, folks, so make sure you update your graphics cards and your entire system immediately to protect it. Updates are out for all of these cards now, and issues may range beyond them. So jump, well, at least right after the show. So join our news and updates Discord for updates on more than just AltSpace VR. We regularly update you on things related to VR news, devices, security issues like these, and other topics that help support and encourage our community here in AltSpace to grow. So, up next is world building news. So, AltSpace VR developers have announced that a new update to the MRE SDK version 0.12.1 has been finalised and is planned to go live on Monday. This is a breaking change from the previous version that's live now. So, if you use MRE, be sure to update your code bases, but do not deploy until Monday. And if you're interested in getting your hands on the new SDK, be sure to check out developer.altvr.com to get started. Also, be sure to check out the Building Worlds in AltSpace VR, World Builders Meetup and the SDK Meetup events on Tuesdays to get started on world building and the SDKs. And for more information on world building and other AltSpace VR questions, see help.altvr.com and developer.altvr.com and join the many Discord groups supporting these endeavours.
Now we're going to flip over and talk about some worlds highlights. 4 new worlds have been featured this week, so let's get straight to them. First up is Giant Worms Underground by Micah J. This transports you in a tunnel underground, but you are not alone as giant worms roam the tunnels. I don't know about you, but I'm sort of scratching myself already. That sounds like an interesting world. Now another one is What's Your Star Sign by Yoko. Who's been to this world yet? You can find your star sign's compatibility, traits, habits in this world inspired by James MBTI World. So give me some emojis if you've already checked that out. Okay, let's get some emojis if you're gonna check it out this week, right people? Looks like a fun world. Now, the next one is Look, It's a Maze by Mr. Vedlock. It's a maze where you have to find the end. You could be at this one for a long time. Who enjoys mazes where the end isn't always obvious? So you guys challenge yourself and get out there and do a maze.
And next is Cruiser Ship, also by Mr. Vodlock. Basically, it's a big cruise ship. It also has a small basketball court that you can play basketball on. there's not much else to say about this one, but it is huge. It's a huge space to go and see. So remember, all of you have access to the world you need to build your own worlds. Let me say it again. You all have access to what you need to build your own worlds here. Attend the world building meetups. There are no prerequisites, and you can attend as often as you like. So check out help.altvr.com for more information.
I just want to talk a bit about basketball. So we all have tried things like fireworks, and we've tried the marshmallow. That's kind of in the remodel. That's affecting a couple things. But basketball. How many people have successfully mastered basketball in AltSpace VR? Have you guys done it? I actually put it into my home space so I could practice, and I'm still ridiculously bad at it. I can't believe it. It is one tough thing to get that ball through the hoop, and I still get this like kid-like excitement when the basketball actually goes through the hoop and you see those fireworks go off, right? So it's such a fun thing in AltSpace. Okay, we're gonna switch up gears.
It's difficult in 2D. I'll tell you that. It's not easy in 2D.
You know what, Mark? I haven't even tried it in 2D. That's interesting.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna switch it up again and let's look at some events. This week saw another amazing world building event with Kalen. How many guys went to the Kalen Build with Bob Ross that happened last week on Sunday? She's an admin here. You guys know her. She's part of the staff and one of the incredible world builders in AltSpace. She followed a Bob Ross tutorial and she built a happy mountain scene with water and sunset light, adding plenty of happy trees. Now, this wasn't her first live building event, and we hope it won't be her last, and guess what? It won't be. I see it on the event schedule for tomorrow again. I just love how she pushes the limits with world building. Who else can take on such a huge challenge and make it so much fun? So put it on your, get Mark interested and make sure you get that email reminder so you don't miss the event happening tomorrow.
Yeah, watching her follow the video and building that world was, it's something else. I couldn't follow. I wouldn't be able to follow that. So next, Scenes and Screens 2019 Speculative VR Festival has been going on all day and will continue as VR artists push the limits and take us deep into the possibilities of virtual reality storytelling. Some of the entries, gone past it. World building and technology. Some of the entries are truly groundbreaking, so check them out in the great showcase here in AltSpace VR. So SAS 2019 is an all-in VR arts, education and technology event that provides contemporary artists and critical thinkers a platform to showcase their work, inspire international collaboration and meaningful discourse with a global audience. Speculative Realities encourages artists and scholars to consider virtual realms at a philosophical level. The subtopics that have emerged from these ideas allow for a wider interpretation and discourse that challenge our current notions of reality while also promoting the innovative use of social VR within art and media.
Okay, guys, who was at the kickoff event that happened yesterday? You don't want to miss. There's a bunch of events happening this weekend, so you don't want to miss. And you guys, let's give it up. Let's get some emojis going for Yunji, who I have just found out is the person behind this amazing VR festival. So you don't want to miss these sessions. They're really, really interesting. I have to say, even when they're talking about something that is really above my level of learning at understanding right now, it's still really interesting to hear people talking about their craft and the amazing things that you can do. Okay, let's talk about Wednesday's Community Skill Building Workshop. So that's another one you guys don't want to miss. This week, JW will be presenting on the Community Helper Program. So this is one question that I get asked a lot, is how do you become a community helper? So you know, if you, a lot of you I expect have been in AltSpace for a while, you know that Community Helper badge is pink, and there's a bunch of them all through the worlds and events in AltSpace. So he's going to talk about how you get involved in that, how you get that badge color, badge border color. And if you want to get involved with AltSpace as a volunteer or a contributor, helping to meet new people, host ongoing community events, moderate, build worlds, etc., you guys, there's so many things that it takes, so many people that it takes to make this, your community, happen, right? You guys are all part of this. We're all in this together. And the more we do, the more fun it can be for everyone. So you want to check out this training and discussion session that happens on Wednesday to get all the answers you need to know about how to get started with volunteering. And remember, you'll find information out about how you can get the Community Helper badge.
Oh yes, we love our volunteers here in AltSpace.
Yes.
Okay, so Friday, our favourite health systems chat is taking on the nightmare and ghoulish nature of avatars and their possibilities in the future of virtual reality. He says there will be a discussion embodiment in the virtual reality sense, in the cognitive and emotional sense, and also in the fantastical sense. How our bodies are sense of being in them or not in complete control of them. Play important roles in science fiction, fantasy, horror, medical thrillers, and similar. Sounds fascinating, so don't miss it on Friday.
Now you guys know that you need to keep revisiting the calendar for events in AltSpace, right? The calendar keeps getting updated with more events. So just because you checked it at the beginning of the week, check in a couple of times during the week as well, because things keep getting added. Now, one of the regulars is happening right after this show. We have the improv night with Stevie Boy and Shusky. Following that is another one of the Scenes and Screens 2019. This one is with Liz Solo. So it looks like a really interesting event. You don't want to miss it. But there's all sorts of events happening all the time, right? You have your regular meditation ones. The open mic night. If you guys have any interest in sharing your talents with people, there's those events, right? There is, and remember, if you guys, to let people know, most of you guys might know, but let people that you're meeting in Worlds in the Campfire, etc. know that we love our Oculus Go users, and a bunch of times during the week is the incredible event that's called It's Go Time. So every day I meet people who are new in AltSpace, who are on the go, and they struggle with things like it heating up and the battery life, etc. Well, all those things are addressed and more at the It's Go Time event. So make sure you check that out. Now remember, when you see an event that's on the calendar, you don't want to miss it. So what you do is you make sure to click interested, so an hour before the event you get a reminder, right? I have missed so many amazing events here because I didn't give myself that reminder. So make sure that you do that. Now, remember, if you want an event mentioned here at News and Updates, go to our Discord and let us know in the Share Your Event in the news channel. We try and go through and highlight a few things, but if you want yours mentioned up here, please let us know. We check that Discord channel all the time, right, Mark?
We do, yes. So even if it's not a featured event or world, let us know, and we'll get it ready for you. Get the people ready to prepare to visit your event and worlds. Okay, so news and update discussion is back for this week. We didn't do it last week, we ran out of time, but we thought that we would do it this week. And one thing that I wanted to highlight is that there was an issue that came up last week. Now, Candy hosted the Rocky Horror Show live on stage at the Playhouse last week, and that was amazing. However, in the event description, she wrote that per the AltSpace VR terms of service, no guests are permitted in the event. Now, you could say that that's right to put it in there, not right to put it in there, but just for clarification, there are no such terms in the terms of service. But every event host has the option to control their event experience. If the event host informs them to kick guests from the event upon arrival, that is their choice. But that statement did kind of bother us at News and Updates. Personally, I love that the public AltSpace VR events are that public, open to anyone, free. Love it. Unfortunately, some community members have the perception that guests are more likely to be trolls than registered members. So, I'm sorry, but signing up for AltSpace VR doesn't automatically give you the decency credits. I can't tell you how many trolls I've muted, kicked, and reported who had registered accounts. So, much more than guests, sure. Guests don't often know community and event etiquette, but they need to learn. They won't improve unless they are taught by example, experience, and lessons. I'm proud that AltSpace VR has a very strict community standards and guidelines policy, ensuring our community remains tolerant, welcoming, and open to all, and a healthy, diverse community. I think it's important that we respect each other, even guests, and watch our assumptions and prejudices. Remember, we were all guests and newbies at one time. We learned, we grew, we became healthy and active members of this community. So give them a chance, and that is it for the news and updates.
Okay, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
You can keep up with news with the AltSpace news and updates by subscribing to our event through the channels tab on the altvr.com website. Join us on Discord, and you can watch a live stream of past events on our YouTube channel. We're here for you to keep you updated on the news in AltSpace, so please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels so others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace. Thanks to all our news and update volunteers. It always takes a village to make these things happen. And the moderators that make this event such a success. If you would like to volunteer to help us out, we would love it. We need people to help present, assist with script writing, take pictures, do feature reports, help film and moderate the news weekly. It takes a lot of peeps to make this show happen. And if you have any interest in helping us out, please see us after the show. We do this for you, but we also need your help. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone.
So we do this for our AltSpace community to help you stay informed and up to date on what's happening here in our community. We'll be here next week, same time, same place. See you guys all then. Everybody, I hope you have a great week.
Thank you, everyone.